Wild Card Weekend. It's finally here. I know you guys love this theme song. NFL Wild Card Weekend, Saturdays, pick'ems. I'll also do tomorrow's, but a lot going on. Oh, I love this. Kansas City at Houston. Pittsburgh at Cincinnati. Let's get to it. Have the music going in the background on low there. All right, I made a lot of notes here, kids, because it's playoff time. Just so we're on the same page. What is this? Not now. We're not enabling dictation. Just so we're on the same page for the season. Now, I started week 5, 31-46 against the spread, 15 games under 500. Shameful. A lot of reaching went on. It just didn't pan out. 47-34 straight up. And the naughty Auty pick'em, always an upset special. 7-5-1 last week, coming in again. Minnesota on the road at Green Bay. A lot of people thought I was out of my mind with that. It came in. So let's get right to it. Kansas City at Houston. Houston getting 3 points. Home dog. Over-under is 39. I got Kansas City at 8-8 against the spread, and I got Houston at 9-7. Kansas City has won their last 10. We're all aware of it. However, Houston, 7-2 in their last 9. It has been 22 years since the Kansas City Chiefs have won a playoff game, and the last time they did so, it was at the Superdome in Houston. So it was in Houston. This is some things that concern me for Kansas City. Houston, 12.7 points against them, giving up 12.7 points on defense and 263 yards in their last 9 games. That's very frugal, very frugal. J.J. Watt and Whitney Merciless. What a great last name, Merciless. Will be seeing a lot of playing time today, so much so that Jadeveon Clowney has been deactivated. I'm told that he left the stadium. Now, this might not end well. Hopefully he comes back and supports his teammates, because that's what it's all about. It's about your team. It's not about yourself. I would hate to see a guy with this kind of talent go out. Clearly they think that with what they have with Merciless and Watt, it should be suffice. I mean, last week they had 6 sacks combined. For this season, they're the most productive tandem at 29.5 sacks for Houston. At Houston, though, some concerns for me. They'll be without their left tackle, Dwayne Brown, which is a big, and they have a guy, Clark, coming in. He used to play with Denver. But what concerns me is Justin Houston. The defensive end / outside linebacker is going to be back for Kansas City, and he is very productive once he gets his motor running. Kansas City has 5 games with 5 sacks. They are tied with both Pittsburgh and Carolina in that category. And like I said, Jadeveon Clowney being deactivated. This is what I think is going to happen. You know, with these playoff games, it's much like college basketball or whenever you get down the stretch. You look at the team, yes, but I also like to look at the big body of work. And what do we have? We have Andy Reid. Not an unfamiliar thing for him to be in the playoffs. All those years in Philadelphia, 4 NFC championships in a row, and several playoff wins, no doubt. You also have Alex Smith, who has gone from game manager to, let's be honest, a more than legitimate starting quarterback. He understands that every possession should end in a kick, whether it's an extra point, a field goal, or a punt. He does not turn the ball over. Another secret about Alex Smith that not many people are aware of, and I realize they've had some injuries on that running back side of the ball for Kansas City, really a running back by committee. He's the second leading rusher on the team with 500 and change in total yards. So Alex Smith, smart, doesn't turn the ball over, observes what the defense gives him, and he's going to be, I really think he's going to be scampering around today. I think he's going to give problems to Houston's defense. I'm not saying that Houston won't be able to get pressure on him, but I really, really trust in Alex Smith. I really, really trust in Andy Reid here. So I'm going to be taking Alex Smith, Andy Reid, 22-13, I'm thinking. It should be a lower scoring game. I see Houston's defense really coming hungry. I mean, Watt's not going to roll over for anybody. He was uber productive last week. Forced fumble, 3 sacks, fumble recovery was unbelievable. And then you have some concerns for Houston for me. It's O'Brien's first playoff game as a head coach. And it's also Brian Hoyer's first start. So that's why I'm going to roll with Kansas City. I liked Houston getting the points. I think they've really improved in these last 9 games. I know that Kansas City beat Houston 27-20 in the opening week of the season, but these two teams are far more developed than they were then. So give me the experience. Give me Andy Reid. Give me Kansas City 22-13. So that would be Kansas City and then the under coming in. We'll see what happens. On to the night game, which everybody is buzzing about. You've got the Pittsburgh Steelers breaking. My Jets broke my heart, but despite not beating Cleveland, not beating the Ravens in Week 16, they come back to beat Cleveland. They seal their own destiny. They are now in the playoffs, traveling to Cincinnati, who is also done exceptionally well this season, despite the loss of Andy Dalton. So you got Pittsburgh at 9-6-1 against the spread, Cincinnati at 12-3-1 against the spread. The over/under for this game is 45, and I gotta say this is definitely a game that I went back and forth with, and I think this is the deciding factor. I love Pittsburgh, I really do, but today I will be going with Cincinnati, and I'm about to tell you why. D'Angelo's out, we know that. You got Andy Dalton out, we know that. The Bengals have scored 19 points or fewer in their last 7 playoff games, which were all losses. Andy Dalton is yet to win a playoff game. He's 0-4 in his playoff starts. This is A.J. McCarron's first start. The last quarterback with as little playoff experience as A.J. McCarron that won a game was Gifford Nielsen. That dates back to 1979 for the Houston Oilers. I just don't see Cincinnati rolling over on this one. I really was impressed with A.J. McCarron a couple weeks ago. Despite the loss in Denver, I really thought that he handled that pass rush very, very well, and that's something that the Steelers do exceptionally well. The difference in today's game is he's going to be able to see what develops, whether it's a zone blitz, whether they've got pressure coming from the linebackers, overloading a line. I really think he's going to be able to observe, and he's going to be able to audible out of those plays, something he wasn't able to do in Denver because of the noise. So I think that A.J. McCarron, one thing I love about this guy, when questioned, hey, what do you think? Do you think you can do this? Do you think you can do that? He goes, I think I remember a guy named Tom Brady that was in a similar situation. And that's the kind of thing, that kind of confidence you can't teach. Everybody's down on these guys that have never played before. You got Roethlisberger, a couple Super Bowl rings. You got Tomlin with a Super Bowl ring. The easy pick is Pittsburgh. Their offense is unbelievable with those 3 wide receivers, certainly the strongest the strongest trio in the league. But I'm going with Cincinnati. And here's a couple things that concern me for the Steelers today. Yes, Antonio Brown's going to get 8 to 10 catches. Yes, Heath Miller's going to get involved. Yes, Ben Roethlisberger is very strong. However, 16 of his 21 touchdown passes have been thrown at home. He's not as strong on the road. If you remember in the 33-20 matchup, he did not do exceptionally well. I couldn't tell you the stats, but I know he was only a 9 in my fantasy football league, eliminating me from the playoffs. So despite the 33-20 win, the loss of Andy Dalton, Roethlisberger didn't overly excel in that game. And I really think that Cincinnati is really licking their chops to get a second chance at this with Pittsburgh coming back into their house, playoff game. The concerns for the Steelers are no D'Angelo Williams, and they have not won a playoff game when their starting running back gets injured in the last game of the season, and then they go into a playoff game, whether it's Najee Davenport. Willie Parker went down, and I couldn't even tell you the guys, but I can tell you right now, when they lose their starting running back, Willie Parker goes down, Redmond comes in. I forget who it was last year, Le'Veon Bell goes down. Whatever the case is, they don't do well in the playoffs. They're 0-4 in those games where they've lost their starting running back and then they make it in the playoffs. And, I know the Pittsburgh offense is strong, but this is what concerns me. Between Toussaint and Todman, I don't even know if I'm saying that. Toussaint, right? Toussaint. They only have 18 total carries on the season, so they have not been very involved. Will they be involved today? Absolutely. Will the turnover possibly cost them? I think it could be. The Steelers are 4th in points, 3rd in total offense, and they have 43 plays over 25 yards. But Cincinnati is the second most frugal team in those big play big play scenarios. They've only given up 22 big plays, second in the league to, Tampa Bay, who has had 20. So I like Cincy tonight. I like this being the beginning of the A.J. McCarron era. I like how, and I like Andy Dalton, and he's definitely a great regular season quarterback. But I think the irony will be A.J. McCarron wins tonight, and his first try, much less experience, certainly didn't have the success in the regular season year in and year out as Andy Dalton has had. And here I think he's going to get his first playoff win. Give me Cincinnati getting the 3. Score-wise, I think it could be high scoring. However, I don't think that it's going to get out of hand. 33-20 was the last matchup on this game. I think the over will come in, but I think it's going to be 26-23, 26-20. You got the over-under at 45, so be wary of that. But yeah, so I've got Cincy getting 3, and I've got Kansas City giving 3 for my picks today. We're going to come back tomorrow. We're going to do the wild card weekend all over again because we have big NFC games tomorrow. But let's enjoy these. It's the best weekend of football, especially if you're a team waiting in the wings, the Denver Broncos, the New England Patriots, the Arizona Cardinals, the Carolina Panthers. You get to sit back and you get to get healthy. You get to really take a look at who's going to emerge. There's always someone on one of these teams that didn't really produce during the regular season that we see emerge in the playoffs and take that next step into NFL legacy, if you will. So let's enjoy the games tonight. Let's have fun with it. And guys, thanks for tuning in. And to my main man out in Afghanistan, Mr. Greg Hamilton, if you are right about Tom Brady winning his 5th championship over the Seattle Seahawks, 35-32 was it? I believe. I will absolutely give you props, and I might even wear a Tom Brady jersey if that comes in because I don't think it's going to happen. But there's my shout out to you, my friend. Thanks for all you do, and you and the boys overseas. And let's enjoy the games tonight, my friends. It should be a great one. We'll see you tomorrow.